This video is what it's all about. This video is, the reason why you are here. So if you clicked on this video, you are already set, let go, for your journey ahead. Because how to work with God? Who is God? Where is God? How to walk with God. This is what the life experience is all about. So I haven't structured this video at all, and all I've asked is for God to speak through me, and so we are probably up for some monologue, So, but really, all roads lead to what I'm gonna be sharing now with you. And as you know, everything that I teach, everything that I share is my direct knowledge, it's my direct experience. I haven't read any of my videos somewhere and then record the video about it, or preach something else. I do get pieces of information, but God works with me in a way that I learn from my direct experience, and then I'm shown a next piece of the puzzle, or I get a confirmation for the things that I'm thinking about. And it's really to work with God is your dedication. I really love that. Sentence. How they said, the mind which you seek is the mind which you become. And really, I'm gonna ask you now to, just assess yourself, or see someone else, like how they look like, or how you look like, and what your life is all about. It is only because you are on that consciousness level. It's only about, this is what you can conceive, this is what you can believe, and it's just a representation of what you think of yourself. It's basically, and so to be able to work with God, it's like, this is why this game is so exciting, because this game, you get into this game, you get this human body, this avatar, and all these things, and this game is so real. You would think that this is a solid table and solid chair, where you have to understand that this is the world of illusion. This is the world of Maya, as they call it, because this is the world of shadows. This is the world of that. Whatever you're seeing, it's a post manifestation. But post manifestation of what? Of you. You are this projector, and everything around you, it is just a manifestation of what is inside of you. So when I'm saying universe is inside of you, I'm not joking. I'm taking it literally, because it is literal. And I have so many experiences to back these things up. And even yesterday I was sharing with my mom, how once I've opened my eyes before I waken up, and I saw all the patterns, like there was nothing, because my consciousness didn't arrive yet, and I was like, opened my eyes prematurely, and I saw only the patterns of this reality, and they were like some stripes and some even black and white, to my surprise, some triangles, like in those stripes, and like I was like, what is that? And then my consciousness came, and everything is, here back again. So it's basically the real world, and why I am, and why you are immortal being, why you're never gonna cease to be, is because you are consciousness itself. This is why, they say we are all connected. We are, because we are the same consciousness. And at the same time, we are playing this individual roles. We have all these different suits and we have all these different things, you know. So the best way, you know, to just imagine, if you will, you know, as if this is all consciousness, you know, it's all connected, but this is you, this is another person, like it's all the same, you know, it's all the parts, like you are just one finger of the whole consciousness that you are. And that's actually, so your inside world is actually the real world. And this world, it's just the post manifestation of what you build in your imagination. So this world of imagination that we call imagination is actually the real reality. You are an imagination. This inside world, you know, this imagination is the essence of who you are. It is God Himself. You are the God that actually descended into this body, and now it's all about this journey. And now it's all about this journey. Hold on. Now it's all about this journey coming back. And if you saw my video that I posted on my channel for a reason, that this Christ is in you, that, you know, all of this is happening in your physical body. You know, the Christ is a Christ consciousness, is the state where you get when you are ready to be crucified in your head, in your heaven, and totally connected with God. You know, it's a chemical process that actually happens in our body. You know, hence why I have this video. You have your signature chemical cocktail, because you are chemical beings. So, but because this video, the theme is, you know, how to work with God, you know, so it is of the most importance that you take time and focus on yourself, because this is how you're focusing on God, because you are God incarnated. You are this imagination, this inside world. This is what the universe is made of. You are this dust, star dust. You know, imagination is more real. You know, the reason why you can imagine, I will prove this, the reason why you can imagine something, why your images come, is because that thing actually exists. You cannot imagine something that doesn't exist. And you being a creator, and where we are moving in these new times, it's about, I'm going to be talking about more of this in my future years, it's all about conscious creation. You getting to this level where you are actually capable of consciously creating, same as God, right? Same as God. So let's do a little test for you to understand that imagination is actually this inside world, is actually the real world, is because imagine whatever you want to imagine. Like, now, first question would be, you know, show me one thing. So everything that came to pass, it was first conceived, it was first imagined in the inside world. Imagined, you know, imagination, literally, visualized, you know, but I even love the word imagination even more. So every single thing was conceived in you, creator, and then it was made. Name me one thing that wasn't constructed, imagined first, and then created. You want to build your house, it was first created in your head or someone else's head, or in imagination, in your natural state, right? Then the other thing, so this is for you to understand as well, that everything that you can imagine, you only can imagine because it exists and it can be made and whatever, you know. And now I'm going to ask you to imagine, can you imagine that you don't exist? Can you imagine that you cease to be? Like you're gone. Like, can you imagine that you don't exist anymore? You can't, don't you? This is the very reason. This is why I'm saying that you're living forever, and you will just change shape, right? And experiences or whatever. It's all done in this imagination. And the sooner that you got this, that's all connected to the thoughts and what you think. This is where then your responsibility needs to be on high. I'm here because I've been structuring my thoughts on purpose, because of course in this upside down world they've done everything possible for you to be stripped away of your powers. You shut down your inside world. Yeah, what's the reality? What? Be real. Let's be real. Well, like you are dealing, like you can make some success in this regular world, but that's hard work. But if you just take time and construct everything in your imagination, in your inside world, you being the God, then this will come to fruition. It's all about this manifestation, what they call it, but I don't like to use this manifestation, because you have to be on some level. You need to understand how it's actually done, and that you are doing this with God. Because like I said in my other video, like I'm so they even managed to take the God out of the manifestation, and the God is what is all made of. Like you are made out of God, and then if you're rejecting God, and if you're not taking God with you, like there is no magic, there is no it's always you're just gonna go from one thing to another thing, and everything's gonna be half-assed. You're always gonna be thirsty. This is when they say you can only quench your thirst from the God's well, and I know it because I'm following that thirst. And like no physical experience, no whatever manifestation can actually quench that thirst. This is why people that are highly wired and highly want to be spiritual and connect to God, why they turn to drugs and alcohol, because this is when they are in that world that is the closest to what they actually want to achieve. Those people unconsciously escaping in this other world, because that will be the closest one. But I can tell you, there is nothing more fulfilling, nothing more exciting than you actually being high on source. And let me tell you, I've been high on many things. And there is nothing better to sober up, but really sober up and enjoy the natural state and all the juices of life, and even your physical body, when it produces those cocktails, and just being aware and being present and being in this dance with life. This is what it's all about. This is why it's always look here, look there, look here, look there, because you have to get away from all those red flags and all those attention, because all they want is your consciousness. And what you want is that consciousness to look in. This is why all the sages, why all the spiritual people, they say everything is from the inside. Yes, because it's literally everything from the inside. And the God is not some man. It's not some imaginable just like concept. God is real. God is you. It's what this stuff is all made about. And it's you, and it's here available to you. Like you have your own genie inside of you, and all you have to do is to really sign off of all these realities and come back to you. And now it's gonna be easier than ever. Just watch my video that I've done next 4 months about this Pluto and this age of Aquarius. Next 20 years is going to be so easy for your mind to restructure your mind, to arrange your thoughts, because the thoughts create reality, and when you get that, because the thought is this male thing, and then thoughts with emotions, which is, how I call it, your chemical cocktail, which is your body. So it's a female concept, you know, so the female takes and the man gives the information, the man thing, and then the female thing actually creates that with emotions, with this chemical cocktail, right? This is how everything is birthed, you know, and everything has its own timing. Same as child has 9 months, you know, for this conception, male principle and female principle in the womb, and then 9 months later, they will have a full-grown baby, right? Full-term baby. So you are this imagination. You are this God. All everything that is like all the dimensions and everything in you, and everything is determined by your thoughts, about your understanding. You just knowing these things, you know, and taking it seriously, taking the responsibility. This is why you came here, you know. Of course, you can do, you know, one life over and over and over again, you know, but eventually you will figure it out, you know. Oh my God, what is this life all about? You know, what is time? What is God? You know, you're going to start asking questions, and that actually tells you it's now time to do this, because if you're watching this video, you're clearly, you know, clearly on the top end of this reality. You're almost, you know, going to be able to transcend this earth and this experience and to go to something else, and this is what ascension is. So, the first thing, right, majority of people, how we go through this journey, you know, you are first being brought up, you have been innocent and all these things, you know, and then you, until I say, you know, when you're 22 years old, you know, if you're just brought up the conventional way from just conventional parents, congratulations, you're totally dysfunctional human, because all those people that played with you, you know, from your childhood, from your childcare to the teachers to all those things, you know, all they done, they imprinted their own shit to excuse me, on you, and you took all those programs, yes, and then you are imagining, oh, I know what the world is all about, oh, now I'm ready to live, where you are totally, you know, on the wrong path. So you have to understand that you are actually now, when you just think that you are ready for life and everything, that you are just a compilation of all the, there is a video that I've done, good life, bad life, understanding your ego, because you get this concept, you always meant to have this ego, this software, this program around you, when correctly, which I'm going to be doing with my kids moving forward, you're always meant to, when you're born, and then you are actually, you have this software around you, this program called ego, that is meant to be programmed with beneficial things for you. So then when you're 22 years old, that you are able to start using that and operating for your own benefits. But because this is an upside down universe, right, all those things that have been placed on you, on your lovely ego, and your perspective is fucked up, your attitude towards life, like what are the values, where is your direction, all these things, everything is upside down. And then you go with all these programs, this false ego that you call yourself, you imagining you know what is you, and then you go and you want to do things, and everything that you do, you fall flat on your face, because nothing can satisfy you, nothing can quench your thirst, because the very reason this is how it's designed, because you have to start to play on your own team. You have to start playing for yourself, you know, and this is how you have to. So the first stage, you know, when they, okay, you know, thank those people, thank them because they brought you up, they gave you the life. But now, if you are 20 years old, now is the time when you start to deprogram all this shit. So the next period, it needs to be, you know, unlearning all these things, you know. This is what it's going to be all about. It's really about you unlearning all these things and learning things that are going to be beneficial for you, because we all have ego. This ego, it's not a bad thing, it's bad because, you know, it was programmed with bad things. But then if you have an ego like me, I have ego that doesn't sabotage me. I have ego that is not greedy, that is not, that, you know, like all the other things, you know, that unhealthy, so you can have actually healthy ego, right? And so, you know, take this seriously, because your thoughts are actually telling you, you know, like I always say to people that I work with, take a phone and put random alarm clocks on that phone. And when the alarm clock goes on in the middle of the day, you ask yourself right here and right there, like, what I'm thinking about. And this is where you're gonna see, you're gonna be surprised when you're gonna realize that your consciousness, that your imagination in this world that you are always in, that everyone is denying is like your imagination, this is actually the real world. And where are you at when that alarm rings? It's exactly what are you creating. So, are you creating by default how your life looks like? Is your life all flowers and roses? Is your life peace and calm and unconditional love, unconditional abundance? Or you have to work hard for life, you have to sacrifice. That's all your beliefs. Those are all your beliefs. That needs to change, and it's your job. It's same, it's no different. It's no different than a software program. You install one and you install beneficial one yourself. You know, because humans, you know, we do things, we don't even know why we do things. We swear by some things and we don't even know why we swear by those things. It's because it was so deeply installed in us, and it's our job. This is, you know, it can be done. It can be done, you know, and should be done. This is where your responsibility. Yeah, this is where your responsibility is. This is why I'm always saying, you know, and how this world is upside down, like, you know, you always focus on another, you're always changing other, you're always fixing other, you're always, you know, to avoid all these things that are popping up in your mind, you are now focusing on your child, you know, and you are, you know what is good for him, you know what, you know, how about you point that finger towards yourself and, you know, start changing there and you know, not damaging that child, you know what I mean? So first part is you know, to really unlearn everything that you thought that you know, to actually acknowledge that everything was a lie. And I'm not I'm not exaggerating. I'm really not. Everything was a lie. Everything that you've been taught, everything that you believe that is true, you know, and can there be a bigger truth but that, you know, this is not the world of reality. It's just this world that we call reality is a post-manifestation of what is inside of you. That also gives you the permission and power to understand that this inside world is indeed the real world, where you fix things, when you create things, when you solve these things, and how you do them by imagining. So how do you see yourself? What is your opinion of yourself? That's exactly who you see in the world. Change that inside picture and you're gonna see your outside reality match that, because that's a law. Why you don't know these things? Why? Because it is in no one's interest for you to know these things, right? How can anyone capitalize of you standing in your own power, know that you are God creator, that, you know, how would they be able to use you and your consciousness, your imagination to create that earthquake, to create that war, to create that disillusion, to create that division, to create that, you know what I mean? How? Because everything is made out of the same stuff. Why they keep dividing black, white, this? Come on. It's a man and a woman. And we are all gods, you know, descendant of God. Like, you came here for this journey, for this experience, where you're gonna get crucified in your consciousness and you coming back to God. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. But in a process, you have this, so first you have to deprogram yourself, to learn yourself other things. I am here where I am because I heavily invested in myself. I understand that I am my biggest investment that is going to pay out hugely, even in this world. I'm already rewarded because I'm in this state where I am not thirsty. Right? Because you can only quench your thirst from the God's well. That's like literally. So, what else I wanted to tell you? So unlearning stuff, and and then by the time you just of course, any concept that comes in, but you can see with your consciousness, is this true or not? And then being smart enough not to participate so much in this outside reality, because your every reaction, your every, with this juice of your cocktails, when you add to this, ask yourself, are you creating by the default? So, this is the part where I say teaming the beast, because you have to team the beast. You have to choose your thoughts, your loving thoughts, because you understand that your thoughts create. You understand that you are this power that's creating it, everything, that God is within you. God is not outside in a church. God is you, and is this beautiful power that you are, this stuff, this stardust that you are made of, right? Maya 7 stars, right? And I'm here to help you get to your highest timeline. That's what I'm all about. Because where I'm sitting today and where I sit 20 years ago, oh my God, I was so low, and my life was a representation of that. I remember the sentence in my head which said, I hope that I'm gonna get used to be so unhappy. Can you believe it is coming from me, from this version of me? And now, I didn't even exist in this world. I was all immersed in this outside world. Please this, please that, never good enough. All people, you're just bouncing off people. You're going through life. You're totally unconscious. And then I arrive all the way here, where I'm center of my own universe. My job is to be balanced, to be centered, to be connected, to go higher and higher and higher in this consciousness. When people ask me, how do you know things? Well, I invested 20 years of my life in myself and thousands of dollars in me helping myself. And that's your job. This is what you came for. And now it's easier than ever, because all the other things that I talk about that are actually dismantled. So why would you delay your progress? And, but really start working on yourself. Is going to be easier. And it's the most rewarding journey ever. When I heard my husband, after a couple of years of marriage, him saying to me, I have never been happier. That's like my success. That's my reward. And all I did, I brought him back to himself. I taught him what the real love, real self-respect, him coming back to him and he being in charge and living his life and his universe. He's today totally different man. I haven't done anything to suit me. No, like I'm sharing with you is how I was sharing with him, and it's all about him, because this journey, it's only about you. There is no one else. No one else. It is only about you. It really is. And we are one. We are one. We are all the same consciousness, the same juice. This is hence why it's already tested. Like people meditating, like I say, let's come together and let's imagine. That will be so much more powerful. Because there is already tested, like 700 people, if they all meditate and they focus on world peace or whatever, like it's detected worldwide, you know, for how much of the crime and everything else would be reduced. Like, it's really like that. If all the people would come together, hence why they have to keep you divided, because when we all come together, we can do whatever we want. If we all focus and imagine, you know, that there are flying cars, you know, that we can actually drive, there would be flying cars. If we all focus on having freedom of living and food and space and time, we would have that. But no, people think that they have to work hard, they have to sacrifice. You know, and when you just look around, I have 2 cats, and all they do, they just chill, you know. They see nothing is going around, they just chill. They get up, they stretch, they come, you know, to be pet, they say, meow, meow, I want to eat, you know, they go to toilet, and like, chill. Everything is provided for them, you know. There is a reason why we are the only beings and plus we are gods, you know, that are paying for food and struggling because they have to keep you busy, you know. So you never discover that you are actually this creator, you know. And this is all these stages, you know, that you have to watch my videos about your ancestors and about your dimensions of consciousness, because this last part, which gonna be huge on this channel and in my life in general, I'm always gonna be my 7 stars. So wherever I go, this is a big part. Is gonna be about this conscious creation. It is where you're actually walking with God, when you are having this faith, because the faith is just this highest level, you know. In The Secret, you know, in the book Secret, they took the God out of it for a reason, you know. Believe it, imagine it's all already happened. So then whatever you manifest, or if you ever manifest, because it's very hard, because you're missing the most important ingredient, which is God. And it's not even God, but it's faith. It is, you get, you know, you do the work in your imagination, in your inside world, and you leave it up to God, and you have absolute faith. But they don't say faith. They don't say faith, you know. But this is why, you know, to be conscious creator, you have to be responsible, you have to be all these things, you know, and you have to arrive. You have to arrive through all, like, you cannot be in the faith, and if you're still here not doing the self-love thing, you know. That's what I share in my ancestor videos and the other one that I just mentioned, you know. You have to go through all these stages, and then you come to this real faith. This is why this inside work is so important. It's your job to think loving thoughts for you to understand that you are indeed creating every minute of this day. You know, healing is no different than you just sending hell to someone. I've done it so many times. I know what people want, and I just send them what they need, and therefore it manifests in their world. Because I have this faith. I know if I order something, that's gonna be done. This is how the Jesus healed, because the Jesus is not historical person, but the Jesus is Jesus in you, is the state, is the highest state of man, in where you then only way to my Father is through me, and He's right. When you are in this state of Christ, you have this Christ consciousness, right? Which is actually explained in that video that I have on my channel here, the, you know, sacred secret, right? And how this Christus is born and his journey, it's all happening in your imagination, in your consciousness, and in this body with these emotional cocktails that we produce, that we have available. So, what are you producing? You're always creating something, because that's your nature. You are imagination itself. You are God itself. So whatever it's backed up with your chemicals, you're creating something. So what it is, you know, let it go. If you don't like, you know, what are you creating? Let go when you realize, you know, where are your thoughts when the alarm clock gets on. And, you know, really, Be honest to yourself. You know, and then is this like it's really about this journey. You come all the way from outside, and then you go more and more and more and more and more and more on the inside. You know, if you watch this video now and you watch this video in couple of months, you're gonna hear something totally different, because you're always different person. Every day, every moment, you're a different person. Right? And after this video, you're going to be a totally different person, you know. And for some things, you are ready to accept, to, you know, to process and everything. For some things, they're going to need a culmination time, germination time to be absorbed, because it's again this journey. And with God, things, they don't come as like traumas, and like it's always this continuation, this process. It's like, when you work with God, you just have to follow your interest. You just have to do the things that you love, and to follow that, you know, always tune into your inside world, you know. And then God takes you for the hand, and He shows you this, He shows you that, He shows you that, you know. This is how you're always meant to walk with God, how you work with God, you know. And then it's like you learning from this direct life experience, and knowing that this is the most legit reality that is inside of you. That's the truth. That's the only thing. So what you think is the only reality. This is the reality. This is the reality. And it's about this journey, you coming back to yourself more and more and more and more and more, until you fully arrive, until you fully become Jesus Christ. You become this Christ consciousness. And you get this crucifixion and all these things, right? And you're totally connected to God. When this inside world becomes bigger, more important, more vivid, more legit, more everything, you have so much evidence to support this, because you dwell, and now with this new consciousness, you know, when this world is most important, then this world is when you're gonna be free. This is why you know that you live forever. So why would you be afraid of death? You know, like why would you fight to get something? Why would you, you know, work hard and push through and all these things, when you have all those capabilities inside of you to create whatever you want to create? You don't go and get your connections and get these things and that things. You have the power within you, and that's like next level powerful. This is what it's all about, is you becoming God on this earth. Like beast, man, saint, God. You know, it's unawareness, total awareness, unconscious, conscious, you know. This is why the whole exercise of this life is, you know, to be more present. You know, some people, they think they're conscious, but they're not conscious. They're just doing things on autopilot. They're not even there. You're not even living your life, you know. So, you know, and it's this working with God is the most rewarding, you know, like when you are in peace all the time, you know that you're not pushing against anything. You are not pushing for anything, you know. And someone asked me, what does it mean to become a spiritual master? It is simple as when you overcome yourself, when you overcome your thoughts, when you outgrown yourself, when you literally master yourself, when like there is no duality inside of you, where there is like, I don't have the agenda, I can only be benevolent agenda, you know, like I'm now in this stage, you know, finished my karma and now I'm in my dharma. Like that's all I want to do, and that's all I'm gonna be doing from all the times and times and times again throughout this universe. All I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be talking about these things, about God and all these things, because that's all I want to do. I'm just sharing, you know. And it's really, you know, you finishing your work with yourself, and then you are, so this inside drama, it's done it's dusted, and then you are, this dharma is all about you naturally stepping into your service for the world. So it's not about you. Yes, you're gonna have a bowl, right? You're always gonna be provided, like I'm always provided. I don't get scheduled, I don't chase the money. Like everything comes to me because I'm this abundant God. I know exactly who Maya 7STARS is in this whole world. And I know this today. What you're gonna see in 20 years from now, I know this today. It's February 2023. You know, I know who Maya 7STARS is. You know, I know myself inside out. And now it's all about, this is where play really starts. When you are not buying into anyone's narratives, but you are not buying into your own narratives, but you are actually dancing with life. You are about the others, you know, how can you help others to achieve whatever, or whatever you love to do, you know, not everyone's gonna be like me, right? But doesn't matter, you know, someone just wants to bake, you know, so you just bake and you feed people through your baking, you know, like you embed love in that bread. And you know what, there are different ways of expression, nothing wrong with that, but all has to come with ease, with service, with a fun and play. Like, you know, life is about you. I get up and I'm on my playground, and what I'm gonna do today, you know, life is never meant to be a struggle, and it only can be done like this, you know, you coming back to you. You really doing this work, you investing in yourself, you becoming your own priority. This is what it's all about, you know. And then learning from this direct life experience, when God shows you this and shows you that, you know, and then like you're just being dedicated, you know, and knowing that this inside world is legit. It's not your imagination, you're crazy. No, this world is more real than anything else there is. You have to test it. You have to test it. And I'm going to be teaching about this conscious creation, you know. But first, the work needs to be done, you know. And God always gives you exactly what is the next piece of the puzzle for you, you know. And it's always like that. These levels, they never cease to be. You just master one thing and you think, oh, now I know how all this works, and then another piece is brought up to your attention. You're like, oh, you know, because it's always growing. Like you are literally unlimited being, you are multidimensional being, you know. And this journey where we send ourselves here on earth is the best game, best play, best scenario, the most realist game that you can actually play. But no, they want you to put those, you know, things and play this game and that game. You already have a game and you are the main actor, and you are what this life is all about. Everything revolves around you. It's really true. It's really true. Only what you think matter. Only, you know, this inside world actually matter. You know, how you talk to yourself, how you are being with yourself. You know, what are your last thoughts when you go to bed? You know, think about these things, because this is, if you want to have a life worth living, like you cannot allow, you know, abuse or someone else abusing you, or like, no, you own it to yourself to change it, you know, change, you're not a tree, you know, you can change things and you should change things. And now more than ever, you know, like I'm very, very excited for all these times that are coming, and it's just going to get better and better and better and better, you know, especially for people that already prepared themselves. So I invite you, start really working on yourself. This is why I still do life reviews with people in private, you know, to help you find the answers that you need, so you can actually propel on higher levels, so you don't have to be spinning, you know, and experiencing same reality all the time, you know. And so is this something that interests you, you know, to help you with? I'm your life review counselor, you know, where I create these 40 days containers with you, where you're energetically supported by me and God and everything. A lot of transformation is done you know, it's the most rewarding journey. And you know, so yeah, invest in yourself, invest in your time, invest, you know. And don't be afraid of anything, you know. Draw your attention from anyone or anything towards yourself and start creating the life for you. This was my 7 stars. Leave me a comment. I would really love to hear what is your part of the journey. How are you traveling? How are you working with God? How do you find my explanation for now? I love you.